Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to go over GFAL, Games for a Living, which is a crypto gaming project. One that, does get some attention, within the crypto gaming space, but one that we haven't covered specifically on this channel. We've talked about it in some videos, just, kind of going over, some of my altcoin picks a little bit. So today we'll go a little bit more in depth on GFAL and kind of see, what they have going on over there, what they've accomplished, one of their games that is probably going to be the first one to launch, and we'll look into their token as well, how to get your hands on it if it's something that you feel might fit your portfolio. But either way, we'll look here right at their homepage. Again, welcome to Games for a Living. In case you're wondering what GFAL stands for, that's just the ticker of the token itself and an abbreviation for the project itself. So play the future. So if we look here, GFAL, what they do is that the project we craft innovative, engaging, and timeless games by using the latest technology. We can see here that they have 4 games that are currently in development. Elemental Raiders being the one that we'll look into a little bit more later in this video. Stick around. Latest news, featured in some of the big names that they've been featured in. And again, they do have all their socials down here if you want to take a look at it. Right now, we'll go into their white paper to see again a little bit more about what is exactly Games for a Living about. So obviously, they have their white paper here that you can go into and see that Games for a Living. A couple things that I want to highlight that I think is very worth noting is a collaborative venture of industry visionaries, including Manuel Sort, CEO, the former first vice president at Activision Blizzard King, which is huge, Trip Hawkins, CSO, founder and former CEO of both Electronic Arts, EA, and Digital Chocolate. Yes, you heard that right, EA. Javier Leon, art director and Emmy Award nominee. And then it just goes on. They have people from obviously Activision, Blizzard, EA, Electronic Arts, and their team right there already looks pretty impressive. They have been around. Their team has been around since 2021. The project has been building. Obviously, the token hasn't launched or hasn't been around since. So this is a potential new gaming token for a new bull run. So it's not a last cycle token, which is one that I do like keeping my eyes out and looking at because I do believe that new tokens in this new cycle will they haven't seen their run yet, and they will if their project's worth seeing a run. They will. As we remember the last cycle, even garbage projects, not naming any, saw their run. So I mean, as we know, things go just berserk in a bull run. So we can look here at the GFAL token, which we'll look at actually here in a couple tabs. But right now, again, if you're looking a little bit more about them, again, they do have established in 2021 who their team really is. And we can see that their team is here. Obviously, the big names they bring up in their white paper because they are worth bringing up. They have their LinkedIn's. It's a docs team, which we do like to see. And then external, and they are looking for help if you're in that space. And then we look at the token itself. So again, discovering the future of Web3. And they do have, where to buy GFAL. So GFAL did launch, not semi-recently, but after the last bull cycle, and it is on the Binance chain, I believe. So again, what is GFAL? GFAL is a utility token that connects all the games within the ecosystem that they are building. So how can I use GFAL? For the players, it's used in all the in-game marketplace transactions, purchases, and commissions within Games for a Living ecosystem. For the developer side, it can be used to pay for services or tools on the Games for a Living network, facilitating the seamless development of high-quality games. Governance as well. So if you holders of the GFAL token can exercise their voting rights to influence the products and functionalities that Games for a Living will offer in the future. So, we've kind of seen some of this stuff before in other projects, so we'll see if GFAL can really start figuring stuff out, if, what makes them really unique in the near future. And again, there is some stuff already that I believe that there are. So, smart contract, a couple things here, underlying technology. It does adhere to the ERC20 token standard. So, they have had their audit by Hacken.io. Private and pre-sale. So if you're kind of interested in that, how it gets broken down, you can pause it or just go on the website here. Again, it is on the Binance chain. So contract address here. If we look at it, where the token stands today, obviously, with Bitcoin doing its recent run, we've seen a run in really almost everything across the board for the most part, especially crypto gaming specifically. So we can see that it's had its run recently, but right now at the time of this recording, GFAL is only sitting at about a $40 million market cap, which I think is very undervalued, especially for a gaming ecosystem that's building in the bear market, especially when you look at games that they're putting out, which you will hear in a moment. I think that GFAL is something to, maybe have your eyes on. Now, one thing to also take note of is, the circulating supply. Obviously, not all of the tokens are out in supply, so just keep aware of that. Obviously, they have their token vetting schedule, I believe, in their white paper, so you can kind of look there and reach out to the team as well on their socials. But always just something to make note of, how much is circulating supply versus the total supply, how much is locked up, how much isn't, the fully diluted market cap. There's about a 10x discrepancy there, but again, in a bull cycle, most of it doesn't matter. I know it's not the greatest thing to say, but let's be real. For anyone who's been through a bull run, most of this tokenomic logic kind of goes out the window. But either way, as long as the project is solid, which I think GFAL, in my honest opinion, really could be, and none of this is financial advice, just my opinion, bringing it to your attention if you're not familiar with GFAL. If you're looking at where you can kind of get it, again, PancakeSwap, Mexi, Bitmart, just to name a couple. And we'll actually look at, what has the team really gotten done. So since 2021, they check off everything that they've had here. Again, they started working on the GFAL token, 2022, 2023. I believe that they actually launched it. They had the ICO, through launch pads and everything. And then, 2023. And then we see what's coming up for the end of this year, 2023. They are going to be working on Elemental Raiders, the first game to really launch on mobile, Steam, and Epic Games. So obviously we all know that, Web3 has really been getting involved with Epic Games, but also Steam. Steam, I think it's a big project or a big platform that, you don't see a whole lot of Web3 games really launching on. So Steam, something to make note of, and full launch on mobile, iOS, and Android, because obviously there's a player base on both, PC and mobile. They both have their place. And then they will start working on their next game, Diamond Dreams, the pre-alpha, and then Jump Pump Alpha. And if we look, this is Elemental Raiders, which will probably be another video in its own, but you can kind of see the layout of the game itself. Obviously, it looks like quality. Most of these projects, the videos, they kind of show it at their best. So we'll see when we can get our hands on it here. We'll see when it fully comes out. But essentially what it is a quick sum up, is Elemental Raiders is a free-to-play turn-based hero battler that combines features from collectible card games and multiplayer RPGs. At Elemental Raiders, you'll be able to assemble a team of heroes and create the best deck of skills to fight against raid bosses and other players in the arena. So you can kind of see here what it might look like. So collect hundreds of spells. You have your cards. You can obviously open boxes here and get more cards, assemble your team. Now, yes, the game looks great, but again, we will really see whenever we can get our hands on it when it fully launches. But if we go back here into here again, if you're just curious of how it got the token, any of the tokenomics, they do kind of go into it a little bit more into their white paper here. It really is all broken down here pretty well. So if you are interested in any of that, it's in there. But either way, that is GFAL, Games for a Living. Again, kind of a gaming ecosystem building right now, especially if we look at when they did launch it. Again, earlier this year, 2023. And if we look at the price, granted, they launched in a bear market, but they have been building. So I mean, you're looking at a project that hit their all-time highs, I believe, a couple days ago. It should show me here. I believe so. Yeah, their all-time high was hit 4 days ago at 3.5 cents, versus when they launched was I think around like 4 or half of a penny around there, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, look at this project. It's been around 4 million, 5 million, 10 million. It's slowly been growing, and obviously, again, with Bitcoin recently really getting some positive price action and the news going on, you're going to see that obviously that price reflect in smaller projects like GFAL, because when you're looking at a micro cap like this or low cap like GFAL, it really does not take a lot of money or liquidity to come into the project to really send that price upwards. So just again, something to remind you about these low caps. Be careful if you're going to get involved with them. Just be careful about it. Do your own research before you get financially involved. But again, none of this is financial advice. Just bring it to your attention. But let's talk about it in the comments below. What do you think about games for a living? Are you a holder of GFAL? Is this something that you're adding to your portfolio? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Do you think there's a bright future here? Do you not? I want to talk about all of it, so let's talk about it in the comments below. And if you guys can like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.